She turns head everywhere she goes.
Welcome to the Very Ann Show, where for the next 6 weeks I shall be introducing some of ladies of Brisbane to the people of Brisbane. On my travels as a stand-up comedian, I get the opportunity to meet some interesting and sometimes strange people. Earlier this year, I was at the Brisbane Polo Club doing the funnies for a women's luncheon in aid of breast cancer, and was stunned and amazed to be in a room of approximately 200 women, all with the drive and ambition that you only read about in a Barbara Taylor Bradford novel. This was a room full of ladies who have written books, marketed their own skincare range, set up networking groups around Australia. So for the next few weeks, I will have the pleasure of having them guest on my show and telling us exactly what it is they do and how they got started. But before we start, may I introduce my wing woman, Emily Watson. Who will add the element of youth and beauty to counterbalance the more middle-aged demographic of the show. Emily will ask her own questions, and we willingly look forward to Emily's opinion on what is happening, working and not working in today's society. This week's guest is a lady who was sitting opposite me at the Polo Club lunch that I mentioned earlier. And it was her magnificent bosom actually nearly took my eye out, but that actually caught my eye initially. And I'm sure she won't mind me say that. As I've complimented her on this fabulous rack and asked her who her plastic surgeon was, she then went on to tell me that they were her own. So please make welcome to the Very Ann Show a lady who is owner, founder, designer of Kahootz in Highgate Hill, Bettina Hall. Thanks, honey. Thanks for being the first guest on my show.
Thanks, love. I'm very proud.
And you look great. I love it. I love this. And tell me about Kahootz.
Okay. Kahootz is a made-to-measure clothing label. So I sit down, I'm a pattern maker by trade. I design a garment for you, just specifically for you, your body shape, your lifestyle, and your needs. And then we manufacture it in whatever fabric, whatever colour, whatever rocks your world.
And where do you source your fabrics?
I travel to Asia once a year for about a month, and I just go nuts and I dig around Bangkok for buttons and wherever I can find it. I'm building up to India. I'm a bit terrified to go, but I have to.
Amazing. And when you, obviously, sorry, I don't want to draw attention to your bosom, but it really is amazing. And you taught me, because you're really good on style tips. I went to Bettina's shop last week just to say hello and have a little gander at what she's actually got going on, and it was an Aladdin's cave, wasn't it, of colours and textures and accessories. And I brought Stacey with me, my mate, and we were like kids in a toy shop.
It is my playpen, my ultimate playpen.
And you took me back to your little changing room, this gorgeous area. It's a bit like an orgy parlour and it's got this gorgeous chaise lounge, and she stripped me off down to my bra and knickers. Guys, go to a happy place. And put clothes on me, and within like a matter of minutes I'd lost somewhere in the region of 15 kilos.
But I also put underwear on you. I
was wearing knickers, by the way.
Yeah, but different type. I put, shaping underwear. I lifted your boobs up about, 6 centimetres, because we're all in the wrong size bra and they're never usually sitting in the right place. And then put the right proportion of clothing on you.
It was amazing. It was just, Stacey and I couldn't believe it.
10 kgs, instant.
Unbelievable. And the minute I walked in, you immediately, even though I was sort of swathed in these flowy clothes, you immediately knew my body shape.
Absolutely.
You could see it. I don't know, how do you know this?
I have done nothing else for the past 20 years but play dress-ups with different body shapes and work on different body shapes and design for different body shapes. So I've developed shapes and proportions that work for all different body shapes and drops kilos.
So how did you come up with the idea of Kahootz and doing what you do?
Well, I think I might have been about 18 years old. I'd always wanted to be a fashion designer, and I decided to do a business course. The first thing they told us in the business course was that there is no more need for any more fashion designers on the planet, and that for your business to succeed, there needs to be a need for your business. And I kind of fell in a heap because all I'd wanted to be was a fashion designer. So Basically, if you wanted to be a designer, you had to compete for the top 2% of the market. And you needed a lot of money behind you to do that, which I didn't have. So I was very ignorant and young, and I went into shopping centres with 7 pages of questionnaires and bugged people to answer them for me. And out of that came Kahootz Clothing Concepts.
So you did that at 18? Mm-hmm. Far out. That's pretty driven, isn't it? That
Yes.
is, I mean, 18, all I did was go out and get pissed. I didn't know what I was going to do. So
I've
really...
since learnt, though, that is the worst thing to do. You're supposed to have, only 10 questions, really specifically targeted, not just like harass people for half an hour to stand there and answer questions.
So your client base, are they young and gorgeous like Emily?
Some are, definitely.
So a girl like Emily,
Yep.
who's, I mean, I've known Emily for a few years now and we party together and she's great fun and she always looks magnificent.
Yep.
You can still improve on what I see as perfection.
Well, also what I can do is I can fulfill Emily's dream. So if you've always wanted a fabulous frock that looks like blah, 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 you can bring that into me, we'll sit down, design it together, and I might say, love, don't go for that colour, go for this colour and let me demonstrate how that flatters you. And maybe not quite so short, let's go 2 inches longer and put massive heels with that instead. Just to give you more wearability for each piece. So we have different needs for different people, but Emily would be more inclined to go, oh my God, I've got this amazing party and I want the ultimate frock.
Yeah.
And do you get the girls come in for their formal?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, the mothers, the most common thing that the mothers say with high school formers is, oh my God, that was so easy. Because, they're not taking the teenager shopping and they're not fighting and arguing and tantruming and all that sort of stuff. Mum gets to sit down in a little armchair and chill out and I look after her interests and the girl's interest.
Do you ever get, this has just come to me, do you ever get drag queens come in?
Yes.
No, it's a fair point. I think it's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they normally look a state, don't they? So
Yeah, but drag queens usually want things done for free. So,
really?
yes,
Okay.
Fred. They usually want things done for free. Of course they do. If you ever look inside one of their costumes, it's pretty well hot glued together. Right? So we work to a really high standard of quality, and that does cost. So, just to give you an example, a suit that's made to measure by me, you're looking at around the $700 to $800 mark. So that tends to get rid of most of the drag queens in Brisbane.
Yeah. And it's also, that's a bespoke garment.
Absolutely.
I mean, no one else is going to
made
be wearing
to order,
it.
and specifically just for you.
And these women must feel like $1 million.
Absolutely.
In a suit, an outfit, whatever that you've done that is specifically put on this planet just for them.
And the big myth is that women love shopping. They don't.
I hate shopping.
Yeah, it's awful, it's horrid, it's stuff you have to go do and you come home with shit you don't really want. But you had to have something for that particular event. So young girls like yourself, I'm sure, still enjoy shopping. Once you kind of hit about the 30 mark, it all goes downhill. You run out of time and you run out of money and you just need something to do the job.
Talking about time,
Yes.
we're going to a break now.
Fabulous.
Because I want you back in a minute because we're going to finish off the interview. Everyone, time to go for a waz, put the kettle on, open a tinny, do what you will, come back in a few minutes. We're going to finish off with Bettina and there's a bit more fun to be had. Thank you.